Hey there, welcome to this Design Around the World. Today, Josh and I are headed to Disneyland. This is the first time ever that we've gone to Disneyland without our kids. We had one day and we are in California and we were going to do both California Adventure and Disneyland. This meant, of course, that we had to have a park hopper to do both parks in a single day.
How does it feel to be coerced into going to Disneyland?
It's really fun.
That's it? He told me he's actually really excited.
Yeah, this is going to be a lot of fun.
This really fun day that my husband and I had together was on my bucket list for a while. And even if you are someone who doesn't necessarily love Disney itself, if you're a designer, this place is a feast for the eyes. There are so many great tiny elements that really bring to life this place. And part of it is the way they've cut up all the different lands. So we're going to start in Radiator Springs because we headed to the car racing ride first. And you can see here, it's one of my favorite places because they've got so many good retro items like this sign of Flo's Cafe and all of these really great elements that make you feel like you're out in the Red Rocks, which is pretty awesome on Route 66. There are so many cute signs that I had to pass by really quickly because we were in the Radiator Springs line, and you can see that they've done such a nice job. I do love this ride. It might be my favorite ride in all of Disneyland, and I'm so glad we started the day here. I really love this ride because of all the red rocks and then of course all of the racing. You do come to a couple of places like where you have the tires and they've got more wonderful signs really showcasing all the wonderful things that they have done to make this feel like you are in Radiator Springs. As we raced through Radiator Springs, we did head over to Adventureland. Now, of course, we had to pass by the Cozy Cone Motel when we did that and headed past Web Suppliers as we entered into this Adventureland. We did do the Web Slingers ride, but what I love about this land, of course, is the totally different feeling from the retro vibe you get over in Radiator Springs to this real feeling, even though they're actually really close in era, this big stark logo and kind of how everything feels very modern, new, and technical. We really liked this ride as well, and we did pretty good. It was in the first hour of the day. From there, we headed over to Guardians of the Galaxy, previously known as the Tower of Terror. I think I have never ridden it here in California Adventure. I have ridden it, and it's totally different in Japan. So they've set everything up to Guardians of the Galaxy, which makes it very, very fun. And they had so many great elements like these baubles that you could see in the room that we were waiting in. And this really fun video.
Carefully scrutinize each and every piece that comes to me from different parts of the galaxy. It also turns an electric toothbrush into a very aggressive drill. For those of you who have not been paying attention,
Josh actually got pretty sick on the Guardians of the Galaxy ride. His stomach kind of felt a little upset, so we decided to stop and go get some food.
These are like my favorite. We're gonna have to get another 2 tacos. Josh thinks he's having this one, but he's not. Sorry. I don't even know what the flavors are. It was really good.
You look mad.
I am mad. I'm mad that this doesn't exist near me and I have to come to Disneyland for it.
So going and getting some food was really fun, and we passed by a lot of signs, did a lot of eating, which was good. I really love this area because they're playing Asian, usually Japanese music in this area. So you'll see here that there is a great San Francisco vibe. There is this great big red gate that we saw actually tons of in Japan, taking you over the bridge here past all the food and taking you over to the Little Mermaid. So that's where we headed to next, which was incredibly fun. We did do a quick stint also over at Soaring, California. We originally had lightning past it, but it was closed for a second, so we had to come back to it. I love Soaring. I think it's so beautiful, and we passed some phenomenal signs that were really great, including the Soaring sign itself, and then these fun California signs before we even headed over to everything else that we were doing, like the mermaids. Really quick, we were also there during the 70th celebration, and there were these fantastic 70th celebration signs everywhere, which was really fun. There was also a key situation, which I'm going to talk about a little bit later. All right, back to the Little Mermaid. I love the Little Mermaid ride, and we literally Marco Polo'd this entire ride to our kids. We have really, one of our kids in particular loves the Little Mermaid, and so this ride was really fun. Of course, they did a phenomenal job on all of the artwork on this and the way it's set up. You feel like all of these beautiful swirls, you feel like you're under the ocean, and the murals in it is so fantastic. So if you're a Little Mermaid fan, this is a really great ride, and they've just done a really nice job on the murals and even all the like tiling that is done in this building. From there, we kind of walked past this big river rapids ride, and I don't remember the name of it. We did not get on it. And we passed this really fantastic off-the-page type that I just want to showcase because it has all these fun creatures on it that are animations from the past. But I like the way they did the off and then the vertical and then the page, which is pretty cool. I feel like this is what Disney does so well, like this attention to detail to every single sign, including this Hollywood Studios sign as we were walking in to go do Monsters, Inc. Now, we were there in May, and because of that, there were some really funny things like high school bands and even this really fun mariachi band from this high school that was playing directly in Disneyland, which was pretty cool. We kind of stopped to watch them before we headed over to Monsters, Inc. Monsters, Inc.'s ride, I love the outside of. They have all these fantastic doors. They've got it layered. It feels 3D, but 2D at the same time, and it's just really well done. I do also love the Monster, Inc. logo with the eye in the middle. This ride is so great because they've got great big signs everywhere that are so well done. They feel like the era that they built it. You feel like you're in that world. All the typography looks amazing, and they've just done such a good job. Even the MTA, the Metropolis Transit Authority, has a logo that feels very much like it could be real, except for, you know, that funny little eye in the center of the M. Even there were these fun vending machines that were like big, a little bit off. Notice that they're not true rectangles. They're a little bit parallelograms, a little bit off, and that adds to kind of the fun of this. So I always love this ride. It's such a good one.
Tragedy has occurred. I left my ears on the Hollywood Tower of Terror, also known as the Guardians of the Galaxy. Josh just said, I wonder
I wonder if we're going to be able to find a place to buy more.
I left mine on the Guardians of the Galaxy. Uh-oh. Because I put him in under my seat, you know, because I was afraid I was going to lose him.
Can I have one of these?
I got new Mickey ears. They're way bigger than my other ones.
They're cute.
Don't you think those are really big?
Yeah, they're cute.
Okay, that's fine. Wait, you're not wearing your ears.
My ears are a fashion statement. My ears look small and goofy compared to your official ears.
Maybe we should get... You look like the old school Mickey Mouses that Walt Disney used to
That's
draw
right.
early.
I am old school.
Okay, well, we officially have the castle and us. That's good.
As you can tell, we're having a really good time, even though I did lose my Mickey ears. And we did head over to Disneyland from California Adventure.
All right, we are officially leaving California Adventure and heading over to Disneyland.
Between the two parks was this very, very huge, I don't know if you call it a music box, but it was playing music and had the celebration for the 70th here in the center. So very cool. And it was fun to be going that week, even though we didn't do it on purpose. When you head into Disneyland, one of my favorite things is that they have all of these amazing posters of all the different animated movies that Disney has done. And they've done such an amazing job on this. Like, I really love these, including this Alice in Wonderland one, Space Mountain for the actual ride. It just gives such this cool vibe about the park. So I really love the posters. I did get my new ears. We headed in and we went straight up to where the castle was so we could have some pictures done with Sleeping Beauty's castle.
Guess what? I told Josh just to bring back one churro, but you will see that,
Cheers.
That he actually got two. Whoa. Did they taste better than they did last time? I don't know why, but they're tasting...
Churros taste better on a cold, rainy day.
So I did get my churro, my first churro of the day, and it was warm and toasty, and we got all of our pictures taken. We also saw these cute little ducks with their babies walking around, which was adorable, only in Disneyland. As we headed through, because we were walking to a new area, we noticed that they had rebuilt some of these areas in front of Frontierland, and it looks a little bit like Tangled now, which is awesome. And then there was a sign that took you to Frontierland through this. So all updated and looking so incredibly good. We headed over to Pirates of the Caribbean because, man, you've got to do that ride because it's so fun. And then went and did Tiana's ride. Now, this is the first time we've done this ride since its conversion from Splash Mountain, and I've rarely gotten wet on this ride.
We got totally soaked. Like, my jeans are soaked all the way through. Josh is soaked. Like, I don't remember this ride being this wet.
Put your heaviest person in front.
The dry spots. Okay, you can see where it's dry. There's hardly any dry. The rest of me is fully wet. Oh, there's a little bit of dry spot right there.
So other than me being so wet for many parts of the day, this ride was really fun. Lots of Tiana, which was really great. Lots of these really fantastic like fruits and vegetables, all really well done, kind of like reminiscent of the Splash Mountain ride. And then, of course, the gator and all the animatronics. We were really impressed with the animatronics and how good they looked for this ride. So if you have a chance to go on this ride, please do, but also maybe wear a poncho. So directly from Tiana's ride, we decided we were going to get in line for Ride of the Resistance.
We're in the line for Ride of the Resistance, and we're trying really hard to eat beignets while walking, while wet. It's almost impossible, but look at this.
As always, we love the beignets. In fact, Josh was tempted to go back and get more, and I told him no, because 9 beignets for 2 people is really already too much. We walked in this line. There are some really great show pieces during the Ride of the Resistance, and then you're walking through, getting on other parts of the ride. It really is such a well done ride, which is really, really fun. You gotta love all the tech on this ride because it's so smartly done. You feel like you are really in Star Wars land. You get to see all these troopers, and then of course, like, the people who are, helping you on the ride, they're all dressed up like they are also in Star Wars land. So it's just, we had such a good time. Now, one of the funniest things we did was try to see if Josh was the same height as Chewbacca. So as soon as we immediately went out of this ride, we saw Chewbacca. My husband is 6'6". We were like, let's just see really how tall Chewbacca is supposed to be.
I almost need you to go stand by him just to see how tall you are compared to him. Okay, just go stand. There's Josh.
So here's the deal. We figured out that if Josh's day job doesn't work out, maybe he could go to Disneyland as Chewbacca. From there, we went all the way back to Main Street because we were both really hungry. And I was super excited to try these birria sandwiches.
Josh, how is it?
Really good.
That was the tomato soup. I just ate off the other ear. I'm gonna go for just like some of this. Look how yummy. And the raspberry and the frosting in it is really good.
I don't know why the food tasted better on this trip, but I suspect it had to do with the fact that we weren't chasing down rides because we didn't have any kids with us. So we really did have a great time. This Jolly Bakery had this really fantastic mural I wanted to showcase and show you guys. This is what I love about Disneyland. Everywhere you look, a designer, an artist has taken part and created something wonderful. Even the carpentry in this bakery is so well done. Ceilings, cabinets, it's just so fun. And I really do, in fact, love this Mickey macaroon. So incredibly good. Another thing that we love at Disneyland is picking up the Goofy balls.
Whenever we come to Disneyland, Josh always gets these. It's his favorite.
Goofy sour balls.
And if I come without him, I buy them and bring them home. But really the only ones I like are the yellow and the orange ones. And which ones do you like? Oh, I just got green. Ew.
I like them all.
So there are some things at Disneyland I have never done before, and one of them is this.
The little raft that goes to the little island. It's, what time is it right now?
4:55.
And last raft goes at 5 o'clock and we just hopped in line. So we're really excited about this. I feel like this is super winning somehow. Like, let's do something our kids would never let us do at Disneyland.
You guys would let us do it, kids, I believe.
So far, we went through a cave on this island. There's a rope bridge thing.
Also, to note, sometimes Josh will be like, do you want to go in there? And I'll be like, no. And he will just go in there anyway. So, you know. Did you discover anything, Josh?
Yeah, there's like a whole path.
It's like a fun kids playground with lots of little mazes. While we might have been over the height requirements for Tom Sawyer Island, this was really fun. And we just kind of played around and had a fun time running around, as you can see. We didn't make it to the canoes, even though we considered going and doing that. Instead, we kind of messed around on the island, and probably one of my favorite moments ever was realizing there were all of these little landscapes that you could see that we hadn't seen anywhere in Disneyland before, because it's only visible from Tom Sawyer's Island. We also hopped on some bridges and went through some little areas that, you know, were caves and stuff. But maybe the best moment ever was Josh trying really hard to look through all of these telescopes.
There are mountain lions. Wait, can you actually see them better with that little telescope thingy?
You look and see. See what you think. Here, you go look.
Okay.
Tell me about how well you see the mountain lions.
Look at these mountain lions.
Okay, yeah.
It shows a piece of grass.
Yeah, no mountain lions.
Not only that, but there's no glass in there, so it's not going to be...
Right.
That is a trick.
That is a trick on all kids.
Okay, we gotta hurry and go. Come on.
Okay, let's.
Anyway, we had a great time, our first time ever on Tom Sawyer's Island. Josh really had a good time. Before I head into our evening activities, make sure that you subscribe to this channel. If you love our YouTube videos or you like our YouTube lives, I want to make sure that you get notifications for it and that you are seeing all the cool stuff we're doing. So make sure and subscribe to the channel, and I would love if you like this video as well. All right, as we headed on, we hit a few different venues that, you know, were kind of nostalgic, and we keep wondering how long they're going to be there, including Small World.
Apparently Josh hates this ride.
My friends, and enjoy your cruise around
To
the
me,
world.
it's brilliant. I should modify. Creepy, but brilliant.
So, of course, the classic Small World is really great to take in the middle of the day when all the other lines are long and you get to go in and they've got air conditioning going. But we actually did it towards the evening time, which was really fun. I personally love all the shapes that are on the outside. This was such a cool thing. Every time I come, I love seeing, because there is such a natural spacing that they've created with the gold, the silver, the blue, and the white, and then the use of shape, which is incredible. Next time you're there and you're a designer, really pay attention to this, because it's just an enormous amount of shapes done extremely well. And the way that the negative space plays with the positive space is incredible. It's something you really should appreciate if you're a designer. Now, the inside is a little more eclectic, and I'm waiting for the day when they come and put it all together and it's a little bit more cleanly done, but it is a classic for a reason. All of these die cut lines, and if you're a designer, I can't recommend enough going through and paying attention to the way they use shape. They use shape so well throughout. All of these different 3D tiers. The message, of course, is very sweet, and the way they represent each culture is pretty darn fun. But even I would have loved to have been a painter or a cutter in this ride, because these flower shapes and pointed shapes, scallop shapes, stripes, the way they use repetition to create dynamic movement for your eye is really so well done. And everywhere you look, they really have done a phenomenal job of this. I've always wondered how many people spend time mostly looking at the puppets versus all the backgrounds. I can't help but look at all of these backgrounds so I can check out the shapes and come up with great ideas for my next design project. From Small World, we did head over to Mr. Toad's Wild Ride, which I still love the cartoon and make my kids watch it. Go in and check out the chandeliers, the way they've set everything up. It's really done so very well.
Number 2 we've never done before. We've never ridden a train. Look at this.
Okay, there's the key.
Oh yeah. And then you.
Oh, and that tells you if you've done them?
Yeah.
So are those all the ones you've done?
Yes, so these are this is completed. We just need to go to Main Street for this one.
For your last one?
And then the pin opens up here.
So cool. He's getting me popcorn. Get me popcorn? Or did he get himself popcorn?
From Tokyo? Josh thinks that we should have brought our popcorn bucket from Tokyo. That was not happening.
So just to circle back, those keys all over the park, people were obsessed with. In fact, there were lines for the keys so that everyone could get their special pins. I think because it had just kicked off, it was far more popular than the attractions, so that might have been why so many attractions were easy to get onto. From there, we did head over to Autotopia. So Autotopia was super fun because Josh could barely fit into the car, and that kind of made me laugh.
This is our ride of Autotopia. Look at Josh's legs. Wait, I'm gonna give you guys a view underneath. Like you can't even barely do it.
I keep wondering how long they're gonna keep Autotopia, so this was pretty fun.
Yakety sax. Uncultured.
From Autotopia, we were headed over to the Haunted Mansion. We made sure and did that. And because it was evening time, we also knew that all of the rides in Fantasyland were going to be much easier for us to ride because we knew a lot of kids would be going home. So if you have not ridden the ride in the Haunted Mansion, or if you're not a big fan of it, you know, just go in there for the design work. The wallpaper alone is worth it, in my opinion, because they've got so many great pieces in there to help you see all the fantastic design work from the time period they're trying to create. Also, if you have a second, make sure and pay attention to the bathrooms in Disneyland. This Alice in Wonderland Disneyland bathroom is right next to Fantasyland, and it has the Queen of Hearts and the King of Hearts on the doors, which is cute, and even this heart tile. All the bathroom doors are a deck of cards, which is so fun, and they've done cute little plaques of the Queen and the King so you know exactly which bathroom you need to go into. And finally, there is this fun water fountain that's an Alice in Wonderland Drink Me water fountain that you should check out right outside those bathrooms. Finally, we really made it to Fantasyland.
All right, guys, it's nighttime, so that means churro number 2. But Josh is gonna try, what is it called? Guava cream cheese?
It's the guava cream cheese. Let's try this.
Tell us if that's any good. Is it good?
Oh my god.
Wait, okay, I'm gonna try it. And I don't even really like guava, but you know, that's pretty darn good.
So some of the rides that we went on that night includes Winnie the Pooh, which by the way was all the way on the other side of the park, but you know, we went there after Haunted Mansion and then went to Fantasyland. We also got food at a cafe right across from Indiana Jones. I really recommend their skewers there.
This is from the Bengal Cafe. This is asparagus skewers with bacon, a chicken skewer, and a beef skewer. And Josh got the barbecue ribs with rice and slaw.
We finished up with the Fantasyland rides, including Alice in Wonderland, Toad's Wild Ride, and a few other favorites. And then headed over, did Buzz Lightyear, kind of finished up with that, and then decided we would finish the whole night off on Peter Pan.
We are ending the night on a classic Peter Pan. Right? Are we done?
Yeah, this is it.
Because it's what time? 10:45. And while it would be fun to stay until midnight, I don't know that I have it in me.
I love Peter Pan. It always has a long ride, so we ended that. We didn't stay and watch any of the parades, even though they were very cute, and there were a lot of people watching them. We decided it was time to be done.
Alright, we did it. We did 25 rides. We made it till 11:15, and there weren't very many people in line for rides today, and one of the workers said they thought it was because of all the people doing all the other activities in the park for the 70th anniversary, like the keys, and you know, going and getting all their keys to do the pins. So we kind of lucked out, plus the weather was a little chilly, which is how I ended up with this, and a little sprinkly. Anything you want to add, Josh?
It was so fun.
I know, it was such a fun day. All right, peace out.
And that's it. That's our Disneyland adventure with no kids. Such a great day. We did get through a lot of attractions, and mostly I go because I love what the Imagineers have done in all the different lands. I love the way that they use type. I love the posters. I love the architecture. And if you're a designer, please go and enjoy that just as much as the attractions and the rides. And if you don't have kids with you, it makes it a little easier and definitely fun. Maybe not as fun as with the kids, because I do love seeing their faces as they are on the rides and enjoying all the different things. Make sure that you are subscribed to the channel and make sure and like this video. We love creating design around the world videos for you, and you might want to check out some of the other things we do, like craft with me, or when I have special guests on. We love having you here, and I hope that you enjoyed this video.